Okay, so this is the this is the space. Okay, I got this to show the manager back home. No, this is the theater, and of course we will have to provide the insurance, or do you provide the insurance for the performances outside of Massachusetts or outside?
This is a town, a public building, and all of the, anything that happens in here is kind of insured by the town. They've never said we have to ask for a separate insurance
Just,
rider.
okay, just in case you might need a step. I will get it. I will have insurance. I will, for the kids. God forbid something happens, fall or an
So
accident.
are they, all right, so here's the thing. Are you talking about you bring a show here?
Yes.
Or you, okay, that's,
Yes, I bring the show here.
okay.
All right. Okay, you got the right lighting. Good lighting.
Okay, so the trees over there do not belong to us. This is all, what you see up here is ours.
Okay. Perfect. Oh, you got the right lightings. Perfect. How much will it cost to run a 2-hour performance for a 2-day run?
Oh, wait, actually, do you want to come up here and see what the, well, no, they've taken everything apart. See, there's a children's theater group. They bring in, that is here all of it, they do like a semester, 2 semesters and a April vacation week camp and that sort of thing. They bring their huge board and whatever. We don't, none of that belongs to us. So I can't even show you what we have because they've reorganized everything.
Are we allowed to bring our own equipment?
Depends on
lighting?
what it is.
Lighting.
I mean, we have, I don't,
Like an extra tree. We have all state-of-the-art lighting equipment.
I have no, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a technical person, and I don't even know how they hook that stuff up. So I don't think, what we have is fine. They go crazy.
Okay.
For what you want to do, I mean, I can show you what we have.
Okay.
I know this was called a tree.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I'm taking that away with
Yeah. This is called a tree in theater to have this.
Yeah, so this Applause Academy, this is what the kids are doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd actually like to get my daughter into that. That would be awesome.
That's just straight up music theater.
Yeah.
stuff.
musical
It's like
theater.
the show that they're putting up in another couple of weeks is Bye Bye Birdie. I mean, they do music,
Oh, that's
theater
cute.
things that people like, right?
Hey.
So are yours plays or are they musicals?
Plays.
That's straight plays.
Too expensive to produce musicals.
No, you don't have to apologize. I keep waiting for plays and nobody seems to want to do plays. They just want to see musicals. So.
Yeah, the same thing in New York City. The musicals is like the big thing. They don't want to do dramatic theater anymore.
Right.
It's like $450,000 a week to run a Broadway show.
Yeah.
It's outrageous expenses. So I think dramatic theater is a little cheaper.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you so
you're
much, me.
welcome. The big thing is the way this place runs. And I don't even know, you live in Chelmsford. Did you know that nobody here gets paid?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I work
I don't think I'm.
60 plus hours a week and I don't get paid.
Sounds familiar?
Okay.
I haven't gotten a salary
Yeah.
in 20 years running the place.
So you-
Always take a loss.
No, but I'm the executive director here. I do all, if there's something you like, I did it. If there's something you hate, you can blame me. All right? No, seriously. So the town owns the building, and I'm appointed by the town manager to do what I do, right? So in essence, here's what he did. He went, here's the key.
Exactly. That's why
Right.
this doesn't change the same way.
See?
Yes, yeah.
It's the same way.
But there is a board, and there are also people appointed. And the way we pay for the heating and the air conditioning and all that stuff is just by slog work, by getting, I have to book shows to bring in money.
Absolutely, of course.
But at the same time, we have no money for marketing. We have zero money for marketing.
Sounds familiar, doesn't
We
it?
have
It's in New York.
We have 500,000 people within our service area that are not also in the service area of a similar place. Like the towns, there's 17 cities and towns around us. 500,000 people. How do I reach them?
Right.
without the money for the advertising.
The only way, I mean,
Budget.
that if for me to find something is if like the sign out front, if when I'm
Yeah.
driving by, like every day, I always look.
Oh, okay.
And then I went on the website this afternoon and saw the events that are
Okay,
that are
they're coming
happening.
up. Yes.
Yes.
So if you,
Because it's become so web, like it's just.
well, in the old days, like your husband grew up here. In the old days, there were 2 local newspapers and the Lowell Sun.
Yes.
Well, and then the Globe, but right here. So you could send out 3 press releases, and you knew every single person in the community knew about what it could be anything from a rummage sale to a play
Yes.
to a
Right.
you name it, because those were the only 3 places that and everybody read them. Now I'm an exhausted woman because you can send it to those, they might run it, they might not.
Right.
But their subscribership is down. So now you're doing those 3 things plus the Globe, plus how many online calendars and whatever, and you have no idea whether people are even seeing the stuff that you've spent all those hours
Right.
putting on
Right.
online calendars.
Right.
And so that sign that you said you look at out there,
Every day.
there are people that come in here and they go, oh, look at this. I had no idea. And I say, oh, did you just move here? Where are you from? No, I've lived here 40 years, or I've lived here my whole life, or whatever.
Sounds familiar? Sounds familiar?
They take the building for granted, really.
Yes, right.
They
This
do,
is
that they don't
important.
expect this kind of stuff to happen.
Yeah.
It's important that we're having this conversation because it happens not just in the small towns, but it happens in the big city.
cities,
In New York City, it's the same situation. I mean, you said the same situation that we go through, and that's why the theater department is hurting all across the country. And now that it's been pulled out of the schools, there's no way to get community support.
Right.
Which is too bad.
Right. It makes our job harder as artists.
Absolutely.
Much harder. We have to be artists, but we also have to be fundraisers. We have to be
I have to be
advertisers. Everything.
I said I'm a tired woman.
Yes, and with no salary.
Well, what about the flyers that you have for that United that play that you have flyers that you made
Oh,
for
absolutely.
that. So
Yes.
the flyers, I liked those flyers a lot.
Yeah, I do my
They
own
would stand out to
fundraising.
me, at least,
Yes.
if somebody was in a grocery store or something, or
Totally.
like at Zesties in
Right,
that Chelmsford
exactly,
corner,
right, exactly.
the Lions Corner, or whatever they call it.
Yes.
People look.
Yes, I mean, we put things up at the libraries and all that,
Yes.
but again, you start saying, now I also have to drive around the whole, and if we're trying to reach people outside of Chelmsford, where do you go?
Right.
Right, there's no town halls in these other communities.
You don't,
And
no place that people are gonna see it. I started saying, I'm gonna start putting up in all the Starbucks,
That's an idea.
because they have bulletin, magnetized boards.
Yes.
Because
That's a good idea.
And Chelmsford has a population of about 33,000. That's not, when we started all this as a group, had this notion that somehow, build it and they will come. And, it's right here in the center, and, it's going to be great, and people are going to embrace the arts, and they're going to come to the music performance. We're going to come to all these things, and it doesn't work that way.
No.
A population of 33,000 is not enough to support 200 seats for a year. We did 68 productions of, different things, but 68 productions, and we didn't have, maybe we had 35 to 100 people at most at anything.
The same thing with our theater. We get a lot of money and public support, but when it comes to the opening night, hardly anyone is in the audience. We get the same situation. They give us money, but we don't have the bodies to support
Right,
the
and,
production, or we got the bodies, but we don't have the money to launch the production.
Right.
It's one of the two.
Really?
Yeah, even in a big city like New York,
Right.
we have the same dichotomy
Well,
happening.
people have so many choices too, right?
Do I go to a movie and know that I can, I kind of have more of a freelance for myself?
Okay, yeah.
Or do I go to a play and have to respectfully sit there whether I like it or not?
Right. That's true.
I guess, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what, that could be, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking outside the box a little bit, trying to figure out
No,
maybe.
people are afraid of art.
They are.
Because we have a gallery. I can show it to you. We can walk out that way.
Absolutely.
They literally, if this is the door, they would put their toes like this, and they would and they would look, and they'd look, and they'd look, and they'd look around, and we'd say, "Oh, come in." No, that's okay. Right?
Sounds familiar.
They're afraid.
Yeah.
I think people sometimes are afraid they're going to be judged, like especially in a gallery situation, because they don't know, how am I supposed to respond to this? It's not a museum, so now they think, oh, it's a gallery. I need to be sophisticated, or I need to whatever. I don't know. What
I know
it is.
what you're saying.
Right?
Yes, exactly. But, and then people are afraid to open that part of their mind.
Right.
Do. Like,
Well, 'cause
oh my
nobody's ever
gosh,
nobody's
I
ever
just
asked them to do
thought
that.
of something that,
Right.
my goodness, I would never think of in
Outside
my
the
whole
box.
life. That's not right.
Right.
I can't think that way. That just made me think like that. No.
Yeah.
But it's okay to, so it's hard. It's very hard. I like the arts in the schools and stuff, and all my kids like the art classes and the theater and everything. So it's not, it's nothing that I've held them away from,
No, but I
it's,
just think in
a
general,
lot of people don't care.
They don't go. I'm willing to bet that most of the people in Chelmsford do not go to the theater anywhere.
No, I agree.
And that now, even movies, going to movie theaters, they're suffering. They've gone to the recliners and all that stuff so they could charge more, hoping they would draw crowds. Because what do? We all stay at home, and we can watch everything on Netflix
Right.
and Hulu,
YouTube.
Yes.
and Acorn, and God knows what
Yes.
else. Right?
Well, we've kind of done that, made it like a family affair,
Okay.
a family event going to the movies.
Okay, this is a short little 10 minutes. Needed to give you an excerpt example of the crisis that the theater and the arts is going through, not just in the big cities, but in the small towns as well. Places where there should be enough budget and there should be enough monies allocated towards these programs, and it's not happening. It's like we are experiencing a progressive loss of culture in this country. And this mini documentary, kind of like confirms that.